Hello and welcome to using the Mortware Arrangement Screens. Let's get started by opening the arrangement screens and make a new arrangement. To do this, click the Add button drop-down menu on the right side of the Add button. Then select Arrangement. And once the window opens, you can choose either At Need or Pre-Need and just begin to fill in the fields. To keep things brief for this demonstration, I'm just going to put in the deceased full name, and I'm going to select a gender. The Mortware quick entries are also available in the arrangement screen, so anywhere you see a yellow field, just right-click on that field to open a quick entry window. Let's try with residence type. Right-click, then select the appropriate type. And then we're going to move on to the next page, which is the vitals. You can either click the arrow on the right at the menu at the top, or choose the vital page from the drop-down menu. All screens are listed in this menu. You can move to any screen at any time. For the purpose of this demonstration, though, we're just going to stick with the next in sequence and move to the vital. Now, one thing you should note on the vital page is the facility field. You'll notice that it is green. This is a different type of quick entry. This is a direct link to the address book, so if you right-click on that, you will get the address book menu open. Now this quick entry link will take you to the hospital category, but you can choose other categories from the address book to find the appropriate location. Once you do find it, you can either double-click on the location or just highlight it and click the Select button. Once everything's filled in, click the right arrow again and move on to the employment screen. You can fill in the fields here where applicable. There's also an education screen next, and then finally the life screen where you can enter marital status and other details about the deceased life. And then finally we're going to move on to the veteran screen. So if the deceased is a veteran, make sure you click the Yes button and then enter the information in the fields below. We're just going to speed this up a little bit, use the quick entries in the calendar, and then next we're going to jump over to the family page. So do that by clicking the right arrow once again. So any family members and case contacts, other relations can be added on this field. So once again, just fill in the necessary fields, make sure you define the relationship for Mortware, and then you can select their functional role. This is how they're involved with the funeral. So just check the boxes on the right that apply for each contact. And once that information is entered, click the Add button and you can enter your next contact. So once that's done, just right-click the arrow again. We're going to move on to the disposition screen. Start by selecting the disposition type from the drop-down menu at the top of the screen. And then fill in all the other necessary fields. Or you can use the quick entries, which are active on this screen as well. After that's done, click the right arrow once again, and let's move on to the services screen. Now, of course, more than one service can be entered here, much like the family members and the disposition fields. You pick the type from the drop-down. Then you fill in all the important information, like your start times, end times, location, etc. Okay, after we have a date in there, and please note with the location field, you can either type in the location. You can also use it as a quick entry if you just right-click on that field. And then lastly, if you note there's a button on the far right side, that's a browse button. That's going to take you directly to the address book. So in this case, we've selected a church. If you want a specific church, go to that section in the address book. And that'll push all the address, phone number, contact information to the service section of the case file. So let's continue. Let's just put a director in here. Let's also add clergy while we're at it. And there is also a notes field here. So any extra details for this particular service, you can enter it here, and it'll be available in the Mortware case. Once that service is entered, click Add, and begin to enter your next service. After all of your services have been entered here, then once again just click the right arrow, and we're going to move on to the next screen. And we're going to enter some obituary information. In fact, this is actually a large notes field. You can type anything in here regarding the obituary or death notice, and it can be edited later in the Mortware case. We're just going to move on to the showroom, and the showroom is where all of your merchandise items are displayed. So you can apply some filters on the left, pick the category or type of merchandise you're looking for here. You can sort by material type, for instance. And then you can narrow it down by manufacturer, exterior finish, exterior material, or even interior color. And then finally, there's also a price range here. So you can set a minimum, maximum price, and that's going to filter the results on the right. You will notice that the criteria changes. You're also going to notice when you move to the items on the right and select them that inventory item details will be updated on the left depending on which one I choose. And also, if there's an image stored with the inventory items, as soon as you hover your mouse over the image, you'll still see a blow up of that picture on the left as well. Now, once you've selected the item that you want, just click the Add to Invoice button at the bottom right, and that's going to add it to the financial screen, which is the next in sequence. You can, of course, add more than one item on this page, so if you go back to your search criteria here now, you can change your category, maybe move to a marker, select a marker that you wish to add, or a vault, or any other merchandise item, add them to the invoice as well. And then once you're complete on this page, we'll move on to the financial. So once again, click that right arrow. And let's go to financial. Now at the top here, you're going to see a list of packages in a drop-down menu. All the packages that have been entered in your Mortware GPL will be available in the drop-down menu here. So just scroll through the list to find the package that you want. Click it, and then select Add Package on the right to add all the charges, cash advances, discounts, merchandise items that are grouped in that package. You can now edit some items, add or remove. So to edit an item, you can just double click on it. That will open it up. Here, of course, you can adjust price, description, tax code, sort order, etc. Once you're done with that, just click the OK button at the bottom. Also, if you wish to remove an item, make sure you find the item that you wish to remove. Then select the Remove Item button. That's going to take it off your financial screen. Oh, you can also add an item here. So highlight the Add button there, click that. This is going to open up your GPL Select screen. Here you have access to charges, cash advances, and discounts. If you want to add merchandise, I do recommend going back to the showroom. You can add it here, but the showroom will give you a better display of the actual items. In order to select the items, as you can see, I just click the checkbox for the item I wish to add. So do highlight the checkbox, then click OK. It's going to add that item to the financial screen now. Mortware also allows you to create multiple invoices on this screen. So we're going to see down below that we have a contractee, Stephen Morgan, in there. If we wish to add this as an invoice for him, we can click the Add button above his name. Or we can change it to another contractee. So any other contract that we added to the family page that was assigned as a contractee will show up in this list. And here we could choose between either Tina or Stephen. So if this is being billed to Stephen, you click the Add button. That's going to create an invoice for Stephen. You'll be able to print a contract for Stephen as well. And now, if we want to add new charges here for another contractee, we can either use this page and add items here, or let's just say we're going to sell a pendant or something like that. We can go back to the showroom, choose the appropriate category. Oh, and here we have an amulet. We'll use that. I'm going to add that to invoice. Go back to the financial page, and we'll see that the amulet is here. And if we want to invoice this to Tina, we just click Add, and now that's done. Okay, so once we're done on the financials page, you can just move to the next page. That's the Finish page. This is the last one. Just click on the button in the center that says Finish, right at the top of the menu there, and Mortware will review all the fields. If anything is missing, you'll get a warning. And if everything is entered correctly, the arrangement screens will close and the case will open in Mortware. This concludes our tutorial on the Mortware Arrangement Screens. Thank you.